So let me reiterate what was stated. Okay. Hey, Bimba. So you finally got the bigger vision of life in regards to what you needed to see. All right. You got the bigger picture. Now that you got the bigger picture, now you're able to see things in a more bigger scale, a grander scale of things, which helps you to see things from the past. You're putting all of the puzzle pieces from the past here. Everything is being illuminated. And if you look closely here, this is a Polaroid picture. So it's like a quick snapshot from the past. And that's basically how I look at the past. They are snapshots of memories that you are, that you remember in regards to what your past experiences were. And sometimes you may get flashes of those Polaroid experiences here, and it helps to light, more so it helps you to push light onto the actual scenario here so you can get the bigger picture. Having a bigger picture here puts you in a position where now that you're feeling like the peacock, or that you are the peacock here, and now you're going to strut your stuff. So the moment that they see that you are strutting yourself here is a moment where they're going to start to break you down or pull away bits or pieces away from you here, so that way you cannot climb up this ladder of success. Does that make sense? Because for some odd reason they felt like they made you. They didn't made you. You actually made them. They feel like you made them, and sorry, they felt like they made you, and that's not the case. Remember, you are the sugar that they need to stay afloat, or to kind of stay alive, or to feel like that they are living life. At the moment that you pulled away here, it's not working. Yeah, so now they're on the stand here. Okay, there's a person here who's completely naked, and I can't post that, but there's a woman here that's completely naked, and now they're being like prosecuted, or they're being judged. Okay, I'm just gonna put it in this way in regards to whoever it resonates for you, and with this narcissistic individual, they're now being placed on the stand here from this perspective here, and they don't like what people are seeing about them. On the flip side of it, you were at one point in time, if you were, or is currently going through this, you were actually persecuted or prosecuted to be put on the stand here for the things that you refuse to do, or for you to more so disconnect from them. Okay. So now, because you, not only are you seeing it, they're seeing it too. The community is seeing it here. Now everybody is pointing the fingers at the right person, which is the narcissistic person. So they're spiraling out of control here because they feel like it's your fault. It's your fault as to reason why they're going through this downpour of a mental breakdown here. It's your fault that they're going through an emotional meltdown, etc., etc. They're trying to push the blame onto you here, so that way they can feel very justified in continuously trying to hurt you here, and it's failing. It's failing here. Because yes, they're giving all their time and energy to you here, and it's not affecting you. And if it is, get into a space where it does not affect you. Okay, they want it to affect you here because it makes them feel like that they still have some form of power or control over you, and they do not. Okay. I know they said narcissistic individuals, it comes from a person being very narcissistic in nature is more so behavioral or personality wise. But like I said, from my own personal extensive research and, going to school, to become a psychoanalyst, I just don't see that in that way anymore. I just see it from a different perspective. And I strongly feel it's the mental. It starts with the mental. And if a person's mental is not right, then the mental will start to actually control the behavior or the behavior patterns surrounding that person. So that's just my own personal point of view and my perspective when it comes to that people keep saying that narcissism is a behavioral thing, but the behavioral aspect of that person starts from the mental state. And if their mental is warped with illusions here, they're going to melt down, they're going to break down, they may yell, they may scream, they're going to do a lot of things here to ensure that no one sees them in that way. So again, that's just my own perspective. Because it's like, how dare you? what are you talking about? And you seeing them going, and you ain't giving it no time of day. Now people are gonna be like, oh, what's wrong with you? Why you acting like that? What's wrong with the karmic? And a lot of it has to do with shadow work of the inner child. Okay, I strongly feel narcissism begins in a nuclear household. I do, where a child may have grown up and they may not have felt loved. It may have stemmed from a generational trauma of things. Okay, it may have been inflicted onto them, and then they had this whole grandiose idea that the world should bow down to them because they didn't get that when they were younger. Okay, again, that's just my own perspective of things. But somewhere in between, the child part or the inner child of them was cracked, if that makes sense. And they feel like that they have to make up for it by continuously acting childish until they're able to get their way. And no, if you are an adult, you ain't gonna be able to get your way. Truth is truth, and that's what it is. And most people can't handle the truth of them being this severely cracked within themselves or the foundation of themselves. So they're a child, but they're an adult. They're an actual adult, but if you see the outline of the adults here, they're not really fully operable in their adult likehood or state. They're still operating from a childlike state. You see, this child is more so crunched up or in an embryo state here. They're still acting as that person because they never fixed that part of self. So it's like they have stunted their own growth based on the experiences that they have encountered. And yet again, you're not responsible to heal anyone. That is not your job unless you get paid, you know what I mean, to do this type of work. Well, then, yeah, I understand. But if you're not getting paid to help people from this type of level here, stay away from them. Yes, stay away from them. And you're going to be able now to spot them miles away. For sure. Your ego is very childish in nature because you're still a child. And if that makes sense, they're still childish in nature. Their ego is very childish, very immature, which is why they do a lot of immature things. Thank you. Hey, Christina. Thank you, boo. What else, Spirit? Talk to me, boo. All right, I'm going to take that one that's on my lap. Yeah. See the skeletons? Like, you see, you see the skeletons here? Yeah, that's exactly what it is here. You push back the door and you saw the things that they were hiding here. And that's a narcissist's worst nightmare. Going back to the core dependency versus the emotional trap. So a narcissist their validation depends on being wanted. You don't want them, you don't care about them, you curved them. They seek reassurance not out of love, but to maintain control in a form that they are superior to you. So when you pull away from them and you're not reassuring them of toxic love, because it's not love, it's toxic love here, this is when they start to go AWOL or they start to go awry. Now, for you specifically, if you were the empath in this situation here, your compassion becomes the trap. You're being compassionate towards them when you shouldn't be compassionate towards them. You're overextending yourself when you know that you shouldn't be overextending yourself to them. But sometimes you may tend to mistake reassurance for connection, and that's not the case. And in some points here, you don't even realize that you're feeding the narcissist dependency. They depend on you to be compassionate to them. They depend on you as the sugar that they need to get that, that taste or to get that hit from you. They're depending on you to give them that. It's like taking a lollipop from a baby. Let's say this baby was on formula for 6 months, just straight formula for 6 months. And let's just say by month 7, you start to introduce table food, right? And let's just say you give the baby a taste of the lollipop. If they had nothing but either breast milk or formula for 6 months straight, and by the 7th month, you giving them something so sweet, you're literally going to see the baby like, oh, wait, what was that? And they taste it like, And whoa, what is a new sensation that they never, or a new taste that they've never experienced before, but all they know is that they need to want to keep tasting that thing that you introduced to them, to the point where sometimes you may actually see the baby trying to fight you. They may grip on you really hard. They may cry. They may fall out. If that makes sense. It's like giving candy to a baby here, knowing that you shouldn't have given the candy to the baby here. But since that baby got that hook of that first taste, they want that hit again and again and again. This is how it feels like. It feels like that you are the parent here, you're the compassionate one, and you're dealing with a narcissistic individual that is very childish in nature, that needs some form of like reprimanding, some form of a turnaround. You know what I mean? They look at you as such here because maybe they weren't able to receive that from their parent or parents when they were young. So they kind of look at you, look towards you for your nurturing. Okay, they see that you're very nurturing, whether you are a man or a woman. Okay, they see that, and that's the part that they crave here. And if you're giving it to them willy-nilly here, they're going to take it. Not only are they going to take it, they're going to take it and give it to someone else. Okay. Okay. All right, let's see what else. Don't give me no attention. Don't give it no attention. Starve it. They just proved my point. And I love when my right has been proven right. You know, but anywho, we have we have like a singer here. So this is you. You are the singer here. Now you're finally starting to find your voice again. You're finally starting to feel more confident in speaking up here. And you just grab that mic and you just start to express how you need to feel, or you express your expression here. And when you be like, is this mic on? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Mic check, mic check. And when you realize that the check has been checked here, you're going to start to say whatever it is that you need to say. And that's what they are afraid of. They are afraid you're speaking up in regards to the shadows that they have hidden in your closet. Yes. They have so much shadows in their closet that their closet can't even close. A narcissistic individual. Let me say that again. They have so much shadows in their closet. They have so much bones in their closet that their closet can't even close, to the point where now they start to pour their secrets or their bones into your closet here, and they want you to carry their secrets. They want you to carry their bones. No, clean out your closet, meaning of self. Okay, clean out all the compartments of self that no longer serves you, and put that to the curb. Okay, and in that case, it means putting them to the curb, putting all their bones and their secrets on the trash. You know, sometimes when it's time for you to take the trash out and you're driving and you see, let's say Christmas time, perfect example, when it's time for the trash truck companies to come around to pick up all the trash, and let's say you're driving to the store or something like that, and you're looking at the curb and you seeing all the different types of things that families may have put out surrounding like Christmas time, and that kind of way is exposed, like everyone can see it. And I use Christmas for this example here because Christmas is like a holiday where people pay most attention to in regards to what people put out. This is where theft is on the rise surrounding Christmas time. I say all that to say here is that when you place their bones, their skeletons on the curb here, people are seen in a much grander point of view or perspective here. There is I believe it's by Maya Angelou. There is a poem by the name of the title, Why Do the Cage Birds Sing? I believe that's by Maya Angelou. And there's also another poem that she created. It's called Phenomenal Woman. She also had a movie with Oprah. It's Halle Berry is in it too. Oh, is it the Mockingbird? Let me look it up real quick. Give me a sec. It's with Halle Berry and Oprah movie. Their eyes were watching God. Take a look at that. It was by Zora Neale Hurston. I'm sorry. It was by Zora Neale Hurston. And it was around a woman by the name of Janie that was very free spirited. And she literally discovered herself. It was a self discovery of her and love. It was a great book. I had to read that when I was in high school. But the name of the movie is called Their Eyes Were Watching God. And it's by Halle Berry, and Oprah Winfrey produced it. So definitely take a look. I don't know where it is, like which streaming platform. Okay, it says Amazon. Definitely take a look at that. Terrence Howard is in it, and also Michael Ealy. And I remember his name was Tea Cake. So definitely take a look at that, and this will all make sense, okay? Their eyes are watching God. Dang, not it coming out that way. Look, yeah, you see how you're feeling free, or I'll put it this way. They wanted you to only feel free if you were on their backs. You can't feel free off the backs of others. You cannot. That's a form of control, if you ask me. But this person wanted to control how free you felt. Well, just, just hitch a ride on me. Just jump on my back and let me, this is a self-discovery when it comes to self. And you have to learn how to be in control of self so you can feel free of self. You can't ride the backs of other people and think you're going to feel free. You can't, because it's going to be a form of control or a silent control here that they don't want you to see. It's like they give you enough rope and they want to see how far you're going to use the rope or take the rope. And if they feel like that you have surpassed the rope that they gave to you here, they're going to pull you back. And no, why would you want to be entangled or roped to a person that don't want the best for you? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Paris, France. Somebody could be from Paris. You see the Eiffel Tower? I feel the Eiffel Tower represents a form of freedom. Um, it's very okay. I've been to actual France. I've been to Paris. I've been to the Eiffel Tower. And the way that the actual structure of the Eiffel Tower is that the further north you go up to get to the top, the smaller it becomes. And that's what I feel. I feel like when it comes to your freedom here, is that there's not enough space or room for other people to be at the top with you here. Because again, the very top of the Eiffel Tower is pretty small in space or size here. And the more that you climb up this ladder here, the more that most people won't be able to be with you or go with you here. And they wanted to tether themselves to you so they can be more so beneficial or have an advantage over you, not with you, over you. They wanted to connect with you here as you kept soaring to higher grounds or higher altitudes here, and they wanted to capitalize off of that by and also disadvantaging you, and that's not fair to you at all. It's not fair to you at all. Somebody could be Parisian. You may speak French. Okay, French may be your first language. You could be having Parisian treats or Parisian donuts or bakeries, boulangeries, boulangeries, Okay, maybe you're eating fish, poisson. I know a little French, C'est la vie. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So in regards to the emotions here, your emotions is still, or your emotions is more so serene, and theirs are not. Their emotions is in regards to the ocean here. It's very choppy. It's very uncontrollable. It's very not sustainable. You don't know what they're going to push towards you. They don't know, or you don't know how they're going to act towards you here. So their emotions are very volatile. Okay, you don't know what to expect. Water is one thing I do not play with. When it comes to big bodies of waters, I don't play with that. I just don't. I'm not going to play with that, because even though you're like one of the best swimmers, right? Let's say you can really, really swim your behind off. But in some cases here, the tides could be so much stronger than you, even though you're a very, really, really great swimmer here. That water can, bring you under. So I say all that to say here, when you are diving within this person emotional tirades or emotional waters here, sometimes it's so strong that they can actually pull you down, and you want to make sure that you're not allowing anyone's emotions to pull you down. Going back to where is it? Validation addiction versus manipulation of guilt. Narcissistic person craves reassurance like a drug. The moment it fades, they provoke chaos just to receive another hit of attention. Well, let me throw this water of emotions onto you. Let me make you feel how I feel. Let me say how I feel towards you. And they're trying to kind of like rock the boat here. Did that make sense? They're trying to rock the boat of you here, so that way they can get some form of a hit of attention from you. And it's just not working. And the moment that it doesn't work is the moment that they're going to up the ante to make it work. They're trying to force it to make it work. And we all know here, when a narcissistic individual is trying to force their way onto you, 9 times out of 10 or 10 times out of 10, it doesn't work. Cue the laughter. Yeah, because you are comfortable. Look at a teddy bear. A teddy bear is very comfortable. It's very soothing. It's very therapeutic when you're holding the teddy bear. You feel safe within yourself, and they don't want you to feel safe within yourself, because how can they control you? They ain't gonna be able to do it. It could be a Capricorn that is afraid. Yeah, low vibrational Capricorn that is afraid of you. Could be afraid of you because you see past them, and then dark energy here with stuck. So you're seeing into their darkness here, and they are afraid of the same darkness that they are projecting onto others. Tell me more. A miscarriage is here. You may have had a miscarriage with this person, however it resonates, or this person may have caused a miscarriage for you because of the turmoil, the emotional turmoil that they were pushing onto you here. I strongly feel that this was intentional. I'm gonna be honest with you. This person may have voiced or vocalized that they did not want to have a child, and I'm not trying to trigger anybody. I'm just telling you what the truth is. They may have mentioned that they didn't want to have a child. Maybe you did want to have the child or keep the child, but at the end of it, there was a miscarriage here. And when they found out, for whoever resonates, because it's not going to resonate for everybody, when they found out that you had the miscarriage, they actually celebrated. Yep, that's what they're hiding. Maybe you had an inkling, maybe you weren't aware, but stuck energy. Yeah, dang, this is crazy. Yeah, wow, secrets. Yeah, yep. Secrets and stuck energy here. For you guys who do have kids with this person or a child with this person here, they wanted to have a child with you to keep you stuck, and felt like by having a child with you here, it was going to keep you stuck emotionally, physically, financially, psychologically. I think I said emotionally, spiritually, psychologically. That's what they wanted to do. Okay. And we have show off here. Uh-huh. Yeah, and then the minute that something, harmful happened to you here, you had a bad experience with them, they showed that off. Well, yeah, that's the reason why the collective went through this. I told them not to do this, and I told them this, and I told them that, and they should have listened to me, and blah, blah, blah. But for some of you guys, they were doing spell work or projecting onto you here to make these things become real in your reality. And it's sad. Really, really, really sad. Yeah, they came from a toxic family here. Hidden children is here. So if you have a child with this person, they could be hiding a child, or they could be hiding other kids that they have, or a toxic family is aware of this person's behavior and they allow it or they enable it here. They could be hiding a child in regards to the things that they're doing towards you. They may not want the child to be aware in regards to what they're doing towards you, but they're still manipulating the child in a way where the child is unaware that they're actually being manipulated. This is why for some of you guys, you may feel that you're having issues with the child because of the strong gaslighting and manipulation of the other parent. So take it how it resonates, okay? Work husband or wife. So yes, maybe you work together, or maybe you met your wife or husband at a job, however it resonates. You could be a Leo or they could be a Leo, okay? Or things are being put out in the open or in the sun here. Leo could be a father figure as well too. So again, however it resonates. But we do have karma here. So this is a low vibrational Leo here. In regards to what you have experienced and dealt with, they're going through some karma right now. And again, they feel like it's your fault. Which is crazy. You could be a Scorpio or you could be a Gemini, however it resonates. Or they could be a Scorpio or they could be a Gemini. Again, however it resonates here. But these lower vibrational energies, Capricorn, Leo, Gemini, and Scorpio, are not doing well right now. And you can see it. You actually can see it. They're not doing well because they can no longer control you. And now they're in a space where they wanted you to be, is suffering in silence. So they are suffering in silence right now. Yeah, they are. We have sudden changes here. They're suffering in silence by the sudden changes that you created, because they weren't expecting you to have a sudden change. They weren't expecting you to shift the narrative of the situation. They were just expecting this to just keep going on until you took, until they wasted all of your time in life or energy here. That makes sense? And it's sad. They wanted to waste down your life, like your source. This is some crazy stuff, child. Goes back to the saying, if they can't have you, no one can, which is why they're so obsessed with you. And it's just Narcissist mistakes control for closeness. Once they feel wanted again, they emotionally detach. That's the only thing they have, honestly. And they really don't have a lot with saying that, or even by saying that. The little bit of emotions that they do have, they still use your emotions to feel how they want you to feel towards them, and vice versa. They need you to feel like you're into them as they're into you, but they use your emotions to portray it in that way. So when you decide to come around or to reconnect with them here, and they realize that you are attempting to emotionally connect with them again, they detach emotionally. So now you're in your mind, well, what happened? And I thought this, and I thought we were cool, and wait, well, why are you doing this to me? And now you got all these shoulda, coulda, woulda, all the question, the 5 W's, who, what, when, where, and why. and you're trying to figure out the pieces and you're trying to break down the pieces here, but they feel that you need them in order to break down the pieces, and you really don't. You need you. You don't need them to figure out the pieces, if that makes sense. Because the more you know about you, you're going to be able to compare and contrast what they have been given to you versus what they don't give to you. And this is how you're able to break that illusion of ceiling, break that glass, and soar through that glass. Does that make sense? So this is why some of them feel like they have hidden agendas with you. This is why some of them feel like you have a hidden agenda with them, because you are quiet or you're not saying anything. They don't know what you're talking about. They don't know what you're doing here. So they automatically think the worst. Could be Sagittarius. You could be, or they could be. They always assume the worst. This is why a message is coming, or a message has came to you because you prayed for truth, or you manifested truth, or you spoke a mantra when it comes to truth. You asked for truth and truth was delivered to you here. So the message has either came or it is coming here. So however it resonates here, okay? So they can no longer be sneaky, because you be like, aha, hey, Lena, thank you. They're sneaking. You're like, aha, what the hell is going on? You know what I mean? What's going on here? So they have to make you feel like you're the sneaky one when they're actually the sneaky one. Again, it's projections. Going back to what I stated, fear of abandonment versus energetic drain. A narcissistic person is terrified of rejection. You just rejected them. So they demand attention to avoid feeling powerless or unseen. If you're not giving it any energy, I'm going to show you. I'm going to tell on you. I'm going to say this about you. I'm going to do this towards you. And there's nothing that you can do about it. Again, they're living in a state of delusions and illusions, if that makes sense. So their fear feels possessiveness. They are afraid that you don't see them as this person that's in control. Again, it was nothing but a delusion or a facade, if that makes sense. So plotting is here, but they can no longer plot on you because you had your spiritual awakening. Yes, you had your spiritual awakening. You'll be like, what the hell going on with this heifer here? And this is where it gets muddier or deeper here, and STDs come into play. Well, if you're not going to talk to me, I'm going to sleep with somebody else. Listen, let them. Hey, let them ride out with their little elephant tusk out. Let them ride out with their clam out. Let them rock out. Who cares? Because at the end of it all, they're not hurting you. If you don't allow them to come back into your life, they can't hurt you. Let them hurt themselves with their little elephant tusk, or their big elephant tusk, or their little clam, or their big small clam. Who cares? Let them clam out outside. And that's what they did. So now they have an STD here and they're trying to blame you for it. Negative. Imagine somebody so mad and so irate and raw, so upset at you that they're going to sleep with another person to prove a point to you. What point did they prove for just getting an STD for themselves? Huh? What point did they prove when they did this to themselves? You don't have an STD. You see where I'm going with this? It's going to be an Aries. Who cares? If that makes sense. Who cares who they lay with? They don't make sense, is what I'm trying to explain to y'all beautiful and handsome people, man. They don't make sense. They so mad at you that they sleep with another person to make you mad. That's emotional manipulation. Thank you. That's what that is. That is 100% from their little rule book or pamphlets or manual. That is emotional. Everything they do is emotional, not logic. Emotional. Take away the logic because they don't have any of that. That's where you come in, boo. You have the logic. You have the logistics. You're playing chess, not checkers. If that makes sense. I always feel like somebody's watching me. Oh. So we have to. Hey, Chandra. We have Taurus here. However, it resonates, man. It just, when you're able to sit down and to see things in a different perspective, you be like, you really did that to get me upset. You really did that to make me do this and to make me do that. And when you're able to see it from a bigger scope of things, you be like, but that doesn't make sense. Why would you try to harm me, but they're the one that's harming themselves by putting themselves in harm's way? Does that make sense? So good news is in reverse. They're not expecting any good news from their doctor visit. Jeez. And they can't blame you because you're not intimate or you weren't intimate with this person. So at the end of it all, they look like a big clown with the shoes, the nose, the wig, and everything, child. Okay? So now they have anxiety because they're terrified of your rejection. You've been rejected them. You've been rejected them. And their form of projection or rejection is to get payback on you by hurting themselves. Let me repeat that. Because you rejected them in such a profound way, they feel they have to get back at you. This is how they feel. They don't care how long it's going to take. They don't care what they got to do to get back at you, but they're willing to put themselves on the line to hurt you. Does that make sense to you? Somebody hate you that much that they want to put themselves on the line to hurt you. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense at all. You did what now? Oh, okay. So how was that supposed to the collective? Well, the collective didn't want to talk to me. The collective didn't want to give me any more of their sugar, meaning who you are. The collective didn't want to do this and the collective want to do that. So I had to show them. Okay, so you showed the collective by putting yourself in harm's way? Okay. Okay. And we are supposed to cry over that. You're supposed to become emotional. This, you see where I'm going with? Does that make sense? It's just like then you become cold-hearted. You don't have any emotions, so it's like, well, and then that's how they. That's how they look, child. They mad because you cold-hearted, because you refuse to be loyal to them. Make it make sense. They're not loyal to themselves. They showed you time after time that they're not loyal to themselves. You're seeing that they're not loyal to themselves. How is it supposed to bend? How is it supposed to hurt you when they're putting themselves on the line to be hurt? That's what I'm saying. Then they get burnt out. Well, it's your fault I lost my home. It's your fault I lost my car. It's your fault that I lost my job. It's your fault this I lost my friend today. It's not your fault. That's what I'm saying, collective. It's not. It's not your fault. They burnt out because this is your firewall or paywall. I'll put it in this way. Your energy. You have a paywall of energy. And you make sure that you have that really closed and protected so nobody can just get access to the paywall, your energy, if that makes sense. And they're trying to get in for free. They're trying to utilize your energy for free, but you ain't budging. So they're seeing the back parts of the protection or the fiery wall of protection here, and they keep trying to push up against it and push and rah and yah towards you. Of course, eventually they're going to get burnt out. Of course, eventually they're going to burn themselves out. Burn themselves out to the point where they have no one to blame but themselves. Narcissistic individuals crave reassurance like a drug. The moment it fades, they provoke chaos just to receive another hit of attention. That's why you have the third and fourth and fifth parties here. When they start to pillow talk with them and they talk bad about you here, but it's nothing bad to speak about you because you didn't do anything wrong. You just disconnected from this person here. And they're trying to create or drum up chaos with other people that's on the same energetic line as them here. So they're all coming together to use 1/4, 1/8, 1/16, 1/32, 1/64 of an energy here, and they're all coming together to convolute that little bit of energy that they have left and throw it towards you. And it's not affecting you because you're like, oh, okay, who is that? Well, I'm talking to you such and such, and I'm with this. Okay, what they got to do with me? Who cares? Why are you calling my phone? When the third party, for the ones that resonate, you got third parties calling your phone or texting you. Why are you calling me? Well, I just want to let you know that I'm with such and such. We don't give a damn. Take them. Hurl. Shit, take them. What you calling the collective for? God damn. Then they get mad. And this is how the narcissistic cycle continues to perpetuate. No communication. So this is when their third party have an issue with you. And you trying to figure out, well, what's the issue for? Well, what you got to do with this? You have nothing to do with this because you ain't giving it any time or day here. Now they feel like that they are the center of attention of the narcissistic person that you disconnect from. And now they want you to I'm going to show you. You going to pay me attention. They're going to fall flat in their face. Just as the narcissist. How can you be proud of sleeping with another person's person? That there is funny too. Okay, you want a cookie? What do you want? What do you want from the collective? Well, I just called to let you know. I called you woman to woman. Woman to woman. Women to women don't do stuff like that. How you gonna call yourself a woman, but you doing filth? Come on, come on, man. That ain't no woman, but whatever. Here we go with titles. It's not woman-like or lady-like to do something like that. If you get stressed, and the same for men too, because it'll be some men that will be, being intimate with another man's woman here. Well, hey dog, hey bro, I just need to call you that I'm hitting that. Like that's not a flex. It's not a flex. It would never be. It's like, okay, what do you want? Well, I'm just telling you, okay, you told me. What else do you want? Well, that they want you to fight, and that's and you ain't, child, please don't fight over that, child. We got toxic and mental illness, and that's what it is. It's a mental illness. It is what it is. It's toxicity that poured into their mental that made them ill. That's what it is. They can't see it in that way because they think that what they're doing is okay. Okay. Those are the type of individuals that I consider as dangerous, and you need to stand far away and clear from them. If that makes sense, stay far away from them because they don't mean you no good. And how they get your number in the first place? You see how all this can end up with a person actually being hurt here, physically hurt? No, don't put yourself in that. Don't fight over nobody. Shoot, don't even fight over your food. Don't fight over your clothes. Don't fight over nothing. You don't have to fight over nothing. No. If the shirt don't fit, either lose weight or purchase a shirt, the same shirt in a bigger size. You ain't got to fight the tussle at, If, let's say you eating crabs and you can't get that little part of the meat in the crab. Well, get something to crack the shell so you can get access to it. You ain't got to fight with things, if that makes sense. Come on now. Fight? Oh, okay. Oh, you weak. Okay. You ain't gonna fight for what's yours. A person that comes into your life is not property. Let me make that very clear. Any person that wants to stay in your life, they're going to do everything possible to ensure that they're going to stay into your life. You will never second guess it. You won't you won't question it. They're going to do what they need to do to ensure that they love you, and they're going to prove to you on a consistent daily basis that they want to be in your circle, your space, connection, whatever the case may be. Another person is not a property. So if they feel that they want to go out there and have a good old time, just let them. Who cares? Who cares? And specifically for the individuals here who may have been compromised financially, because narcissistic individuals love to compromise the person that they're with financially, specifically if you were the breadwinner within or between the connection here, they're going to drain you financially first to the point where you may not be able to get out of the situation here so they can feel comfortable doing what they do out there. So you have no choice but to accept it. Absolutely not. You're not the first person to lose anything. And you're not going to be the last person to regain what you lost. Let it go. Let it go. Okay, yep. All right, I'm down for a little bit. All right, cool. You know what? It was a big learning lesson. I learned my lesson. Let me start to move differently. And this is where you regain all that you lost. The lessons or the blessings are in the lessons. Did you learn the lesson to receive the blessing? And if the answer is yes, well, you're going to get everything that you lost and 10 times more. They don't see it in that way. They don't see it in that way. Like, yeah, divorce. Now they sick. Oh my God. And yeah, and I can't believe it. And the collector won't come back to me and and I can't believe it. And then they're trying to flip the script as if you are the reason why that you should be a target for what they have done towards you. Let me repeat that. They feel like that you should be the target for what they have done to you, and they feel very just in the reason why they feel that they should call something towards you because you divorced, you disconnect, you walked away, you ran away, you hid, whatever the case may be. We just know that you divorced them, you separated and you disconnected, and they didn't like it. I like that. Shift Paradigm 7 states on TikTok. Yep, a nuclear era. I love that. Yep. Y'all remember that area? I want to say Czechoslovakia, and they had like a radiation area called Chernobyl. I don't know the whole deeps and depths about it or whatever, but I just know that that area of that place there is completely inhabitable because there was some form of a nuclear meltdown or a lot of radioactive things that are happening there to the point where the whole city is like obsolete. It's inhabitable. Yes. And that's what they do towards themselves. They have a nuclear breakdown or a nuclear meltdown here to the point it creates a form of a syntax error within their mind. And their mind is the thing that makes them lose control. Again, it's not fault. It's not your fault for wanting more or wanting better for yourself, or more so to get out the situation that they place you in, because you are the star, a high vibrant Aquarius. You are. Like, you are the star. I'm talking to stars here. There are many stars in the sky, and I'm talking to quite few stars. The ones that's on the right side of things. I'm talking to you, Mr. or Mrs. Star. Okay? Even Patrick knew he was a star. Patrick Star from SpongeBob, he knew he was a star. Patrick didn't give a damn about what nobody thanking him. He did what he needed to do. Oh, it was Russia. Okay. Well, I stand corrected. Thank you. And you have death here. Okay. Even stars, how can I put this? Suns are created from stars. Yes, suns are created from stars. And when you finally had the correct ingredients to come together and to combine, you're now that superstar. That makes sense? You're a superstar in your own right. And they're seeing how bright you are, and they can't help that. So they're going through a meltdown as you continue to rise to the top. Yeah, Four of Wands, you're celebrating judgment. Okay. Uh-huh. Magician, judgment, and the Four of Wands here. You are celebrating because you deserve to be celebrated. Yes, you deserve to be celebrated. Justice. Yes. Someone's name could be Justice. And then the sun is here. Wow, this is some good, wow, this is some great energy here. The Chariot, Ace of Swords, and the sun here. Yep. Because you're shining so brightly amongst the darkness, because that's what narcissistic individuals are. They're very dark, and you're shining your beautiful light amongst the darkness here. Of course you're going to be the biggest star, the brightest star, the superstar, of course. And as you continue to glide through the stars or through the skies, just hear me out here, people are seeing this star move. You are moving, and the more you move, the more brighter you become. That's the truth of you, the authenticity of who you are, your star power, however that resonates for you. Okay, what's that? Three of Pentacles. You may have people wanting to come towards you to work with you, whatever field that you're in. You may want to collab more. People may be coming towards you to collab with them. So be on the lookout for collaborations, and you're just going to be elevating and elevating and elevating. Again, I like to use bakery as an example because I like sweets, okay? I like cakes, all right? Red velvet. But anywho, let's say you are one of the best bakers in your town or your community here. People are going to see them like, I want to work with you. I want to collaborate with you. Do you mind, doing this class with me? Can I bring you on board to speak about your, whatever. You're going to see more people, Three of Pentacles, coming towards you to wanting to work with you. And you are so deserving of that. Could be a Cancer. We have Pisces. Sorry, this is Cancer. Sorry, Cancer again. Cancer. This is Cancer. We have Scorpio. Virgo. Speaking of red velvet. I see you, boo. Sagittarius. We have Taurus. Okay. Sagittarius. Ooh, that sound good. I'm about to bake a raspberry. Ooh, lemon cake. Ooh, that sound good, girl. We got Virgo. Capricorn. All right, so if that resonates, please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Don't forget, I got a couple of announcements. I am at 50,000 subscribers, which will happen today. So I think I need like 10 more subscribers, and I'll be at 50,000 subscribers. So make sure you follow me on YouTube. I am celebrating that milestone, which I'm very grateful for. Very grateful for you guys for supporting me in many ways, shape, or form. You are truly appreciated. I'm so grateful. Thank you. I also have a 50% sale off my 30-minute readings because I've hit the 50K milestone. So 50% off 30-minute readings. So if it was a little bit too much for you at that time, well, now you're getting 50% off. So definitely make sure you sign up for that. I have it posted all over my social media outlets. Also my sprays as well. I do sell spiritual sprays as well too. And that's also at 50% as well too. And then also I have my publications here as well too that I highly recommend that you look into. Okay, if you're interested, it's called Wisdom Beyond Wounds. It is truly appreciated. You are truly appreciated. You're worth your work. You really are. You are worth to be here. You are worth to be successful. You are worth to be happy. You are worthy of being, of thriving. You are worthy of greatness because that's what you are. You are truly great. Okay. So thank you so much for your immense support. Again, it is truly appreciated. I love you guys. I'm going to be posting all day surrounding the sale, and the sale ends on Sunday. So it's from today till Sunday. Use Columbus Day as the code. Columbus Day as the code. And I love you guys. I'll see you on the next one. Thank you. Bye, TikTok. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Love you guys. Thank you. You rock. Thank you, boo. And yes, Instagram and Facebook, thank you so much for being here. The quirky anthropologist, you are so welcome. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. Love you guys, and I'll see you on the next one. See ya. And YouTube, thank you for rocking with me. I know that it's been having issues with the, whatever, but they ain't stopping anything. Again, thank you so much for being here. It is truly appreciated. Take a look at my store. Take a look at my 30-minute. If you want a reading with me, definitely get in on it now, because after that the prices are going to raise. Okay, so make sure you get that 30-minute one-on-one with me. I'm going to be posting all day. Love you guys. I'll see you on the next one. Thank